Hey guys, all right. So I'm gonna tell you a time. First, before I start, I just want to thank you so much for being Ninja Pigs at the character parade because I was so happy. I saw a picture. I don't know if you guys know, but there was a picture. I'm gonna look for it. There was a picture on Twitter, and I saw that picture. And nothing makes an author happier when they see that kids are interacting with their books and that their books meant enough to them that they would want to dress up like, okay, wait, here, I have it. Oh, there you are. Can you guys see? That's you. That's a great picture. I was so happy. And another thing that made me really, really happy on Halloween is that this fantastic teacher decided to be Little Red Riding Hood. And she dressed just like the Little Red Riding Hood that Dan Santat drew in my book. And then in the middle of the day, guess what? She turned into Ninja Red. She had two costumes. One for before she took off her hood, and then when she became a ninja and she had to fight the wolf. So that made me really happy too. So also since I have this out, I'm gonna show you. These are my kids, Jordan and Josh. And right now, Jordan is 11 and Josh is 10. And she's in 6th grade and he's in 5th grade. But when they were little, that's Jordan and Josh when they were little. When they were little, that's when I used to get all my good ideas. Because they were really funny and little kids are cute and say funny, silly things. And those silly things can give you ideas. So I'm going to talk a little bit. Do you guys write stories in school?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you look for ideas? When you have to write a story, where could you look to find an idea for your story? Anyone want to give me, sorry, I'm gonna have your teacher call on 3 different kids to tell me where they get ideas.
Jaisal, where do you get ideas? Tell Ms. Schwartz.
I get ideas from my house or maybe from my friends or like from the park. I see like things that maybe I can get ideas so I can write a story.
Okay, that's a really good answer. So you're basically saying you get your ideas from experiences that you have in your life. That is a great place to get ideas. Where else could you go if you're stuck for an idea? Let's hear from 2 more people.
Carlos, where could you get it?
You can get a idea from a picture from someone like a
That's another excellent place. Looking at a picture, if you find an illustration that you love or a photograph, that could give you an idea for a story. And what's one more? Let's hear from one more.
Isadora.
they're like you can show one up.
Sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing.
You can do one on yourself.
Base it on your own life. Exactly. So another really good place to get ideas is from books. So one thing I do as an author is I read hundreds and thousands of books, as many as I can. And I love fairy tales, so I read a lot of fairy tales. So just to show you a couple really quick. Goldilocks and the 3 Dinosaurs. Let me know if do you know this book? Yes or no? You guys heard of this? This is a great one. Maybe you can read it soon. How about The True Story of the 3 Little Pigs? You guys know this one? Great one. This one you probably never heard of. It's called Very Little Red Riding Hood. It was written in England, and it is so funny because Red Riding Hood is like a 2-year-old, and when she meets the wolf, she says, "Hi, Foxy." She doesn't even know he's a wolf, and she's not scared at all. And he says, "Are you scared?" And she says, "I'm not scared. I, Little Red Riding Hood." It's so cute. I love it. So I don't have time to go through too many more, but I want to just show you one more because my really good friend wrote it, and she lives right near me. Her name is Tara Lazar. This one's called Little Red Gliding Hood. It's brand new, so I don't think anyone's ever seen it yet. This is about Red Riding Hood is an ice skater, and she wants to be in an ice skating competition, but her skates are really old, and she wants to be in the competition because the winner gets new ice skates, but she can't find a partner. So who do you think she's going to end up being partners with in this?
The wolf.
The wolf. Yep, the wolf. So this is a really cute one. So, okay, so when you look for ideas, you can look in books, you can look at your life, your own experiences, you can listen to what other people say, You could look at home. Maybe you have a pet or like a really funny dog or a really funny cat. Those are all great places for ideas. So I wanted to write the Three Ninja Pigs. Before I wrote this, I wanted to write a fairy tale. And I was trying to think of how could I change the Three Little Pigs to make it my own original version. So one thing you can do is you can just try to change one thing from another story. So let's say you have the three blank pigs. What could you put in the blank instead of saying little? I'll give you a couple and then I'll hear from three more people, okay? You could say the three gigantic pigs. You could say the three dancing pigs. You could say the three loud pigs. Okay, so let's hear a few of your ideas. Okay, let's just hear from three people that we didn't hear from yet.
Eileen?
The three big pigs.
Ooh, the three big pigs.
The three big pigs. Sure, you could have the three giant pigs, or you could have the three teeny tiny pigs. What else?
Ingrid?
The three fat pigs.
That's a good answer. I didn't hear it though. What was it?
Pigs.
One more time.
The three fat pigs.
Oh, the three fat pigs. You could have the three skinny pigs. You could have the three French pigs. What? Let's hear from one more.
The three old pigs.
The three what?
Old pigs.
Oh, the three old pigs. That could be an interesting one. Maybe the pigs have a cane and they have trouble walking. Okay, so I couldn't think of something. And then one day, remember I showed you when my kids were really little, that picture of them when they were like 3 and 4? My son was 3. He was taking a martial arts class at his preschool. So just raise your hand if you've ever taken karate or taekwondo or any kind of martial arts. Oh, a whole bunch of you. So he was taking his class. And one night we went to dinner at a restaurant. And my daughter was speaking to the waitress, and the waitress spoke Spanish. Raise your hand if you speak Spanish. Anybody there speak Spanish? Oh, a lot of you. I don't speak Spanish, but my daughter knew a little bit. So she said to the waitress, oh, I can speak a little Spanish. So the waitress looked at Josh, and she said, can you speak Spanish too? And he said, no, but I speak a little karate. And I said, what? Karate is not a language. You can't speak karate. Does anybody know what he meant?
No.
What could he have meant? So when he was taking taekwondo, they would count, and they would count in a different language. He would say hana, duel, set, net. Anybody know what language that is? That's Korean. So he got mixed up because Korean starts with a K and karate starts with a K. So he got confused. He was only 3. But I said, wait a second. There is the idea that I've been looking for. I'm going to write the 3 karate pigs. And then I started writing, and it ended up being the 3 ninja pigs. That's where the idea for this came from. So I'm going to read it to you guys. You guys have heard it already, though, right? I'm going to read it so you can just, hear it again from me. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about brainstorming ideas. Because that's a fun part of the process. And I wrote this book by myself, but I almost never work alone. So I love the idea if you guys have to come up with a story to get a partner and to discuss ideas together. That works really well for me. So this was illustrated by Dan Santat, and he lives in California. I live in New Jersey, by the way. Dan is in California, so I've never met him, but he also has a black belt in Shotokan. He studied martial arts when he was a kid for years, and he's an expert. Once upon a dangerous time, a wolf loved to huff and to puff. He'd go around town and blow houses down till 3 little pigs cried, enough. We've got to get rid of that bully. We're tired of letting him rule. We must put an end to this terrible trend. Let's train at that new ninja school. Pig 1 took beginner Aikido to learn a few basic techniques. He gained some new skills, but got bored with the drills and dropped out in less than 2 weeks. So what color belt do you think Pig 1 is going to get? You guys could yell this out. What color belt?
Invisible belt.
Invisible.
Well, you get a color belt. You know what the beginners get?
Hazel?
White.
Yes, a white belt. So Pig 1 gets his white belt. Is that going to be enough for him to defeat the wolf? No way. No way. His brother Pig 2 took jujitsu and learns how to block and to punch. When that wolf comes to knock, he'll be in for a shock. Kia, I will eat him for lunch. His teacher said, excellent progress. But Pig son, you must study more. Pig 2 said, no way. Sayonara, sensei. I'm ready to settle a score. What color belt for Pig 2? You guys know?
Red.
Well, he did a little better than his brother. I think everybody starts out with white, but I think it depends what school you go to. But in this karate school, in this jujitsu, they go to yellow. So he has his yellow belt, which is still, it's a little better than Pig 1, but he's not going to be ready when the wolf comes. Pig 3 chose the art of karate and rose bright and early to train. She got in a groove and mastered each move, the cartwheel, the crescent, the crane. She balanced and blocked like an expert and practiced her lessons nonstop. By the time she was through, she could break boards in two by performing a perfect pork chop. Okay, let me see all of you do a chop. Restaurant chop. Choo. Okay. For months, she persisted in earnest until she had paid all her dues. How happy she felt when she earned her last belt. I'll make that wolf shake in his shoes. What color belt for Pig 3? What color belt, guys? You could yell it out.
Golden.
They're saying black. Sorry.
Belt. Black belt, yeah. So I think pretty much everybody ends with a black belt, and she's gonna be ready, right? That's an expert. Okay. Soon after, the wolf paid a visit to the little straw house of Pig 1. Stay out of my hut, or I'll kick your big butt. I'm telling you, you better run. The wolf took a giant step forward. Oh yeah, come and get me, he dared. Pig 1 made a fist. He swung, but he missed. I wish I'd been way more prepared. The wolf chased Pig 1 to his brothers and hollered, hey, pigs, let me in. All right, if I were there, I would let somebody be the wolf. Pig 2 yelled, retreat, or you'll suffer defeat by the hair of my chinny chin chin. One puff and the wolf blew the door down. Pig 2 did his best flying kick. But whoosh, the wolf dodged and the pig's foot got lodged. We've got to get out of here quick. Where are they going to go?
To their
sisters. The chase carried on to their sisters. Pig 3 was outside in her gi. I'm a certified weapon, so watch where you're stepping. You don't want to start up with me. Pig 3 faced the wolf and bowed deeply, for ninjas are very polite. Quit huffing and puffing, and I am not bluffing. I warn you, I'm willing to fight. She then gave a swift demonstration with backflips and butterfly kicks. The wolf looked quite shaken, but hollered, yo, bacon, I'm not at all scared of your tricks. Pig 3 heaped some bricks in a pile. I'll show you what else I can do. With one mighty whack, she split the whole stack. Pig 3 said, that could have been you. You guys ever done a board break? If you take a karate class, they'll let you do a board break. The wolf saw that he was outrivaled. He took one last look at Pig 3. I love to eat ham, but I think I should scram before she makes mincemeat of me. The brother pigs high-fived their sister and watched the wolf vanish from view. They cheered, ninjas rule! Let's go back to school so we could be ninja pigs too. They devoted themselves to their training till each proudly earned a degree. 3 pigs full of mojo then ran their own dojo, and life was forever wolf-free. The end. All right, I'm checking time. So we have a little less than 10 minutes. Do you guys want to ask me any questions?
Yes.
I can keep talking, but if you guys have questions, I'd love to answer your questions first.
Hey, Jesus, what's your question?
Why do you? Hello.
Hi.
My name is Jesus, and my question is, why do you like ninjas?
Oh, why do I like ninjas? Is that the question? Well, I came up with this idea kind of by accident, like I told you with my kids. But once I wrote it, I realized that other kids love to read about ninjas. So when I was brainstorming for my next book, I had a lot of different ideas that I was brainstorming, and I could show you some of the ideas. But the one idea that I didn't think of was Goldilocks and the Three Ninjas. And after I wrote my book, which was Goldie Rocks and the Three Bears, where the bears have a band and Goldie is a singer. After I wrote it, it wasn't as popular as Ninja Pigs. And I said, kids really love ninjas. And when you're an author, you want to write about something that kids really love. And that's why I wrote Ninja Red Riding Hood. And I have, which you guys know, right? Ninja Red Riding Hood. I have so much stuff here. I have like piles of stuff that are falling off my desk. And I have one more that's not out, that will be out in May, called Hansel and Gretel Ninja Chicks. So if you guys like ninjas, you can look for this book. Okay, and I could send you guys all bookmarks and stickers too. I haven't done that yet, but I could put a package in the mail for you guys if you guys like them. Yeah? All right, I'm gonna get your address and send out a package, okay?
Good.
What's another question? Anybody have another question?
Abril.
Hello, Mrs. Schwartz. My name is Abril, and my question is, what you wanted to be when you were little?
Oh, that is a great question. Okay, so I'm gonna go echo now, which is distracting me. Okay, so when I was in, I don't know why the echo started. Let me see if I could adjust the sound a little. When I was in second grade, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. When I was in second grade, I had an eye operation. I was born with something called cataracts, and I really couldn't see very well before my surgery. After my surgery, I got glasses, and all of a sudden, I could read the print in books, and I was so happy, and I read like crazy, and I loved reading so much that I started writing. And I would write stories, like I would write my own Cat in the Hat book or my own Curious George story. And my second grade teacher said, "You're going to grow up and be an author." And I thought she was right, but then when I got older, I forgot about that. And guess what I became? I didn't become an author when I finished college. Anybody want to guess what I became? What do you think someone might become if they love books and they love kids? Go ahead, take a guess.
You become an actor?
Oh, an actor.
Oh, yes, I actually became a teacher, but I
say
sign language. And I taught at a school for the deaf. So I would communicate with my students in sign. I don't actually speak Spanish or Japanese or any other languages, but I sign. And I taught for a few years. And then, I didn't want to teach anymore. And that's when I remembered, hey, I used to want to be an author. And by then I was married and I was having my daughter. And I thought, you know what, being an author is a great thing. I can do it at home. You can do it anywhere you want. You don't have to go to an office every day. So I started writing, and I've been writing ever since. So, the original answer is I did want to be a writer, but I became a teacher first. Any other questions?
Okay, Uriel.
Hello, Mrs. Schwartz. My name is Uriel. I have a question. How long did the book take to write?
Another great question. Questions are fantastic. Okay, so this book is only about 600 words. It's not that long, but it took about 3 months to write and many more months of revising. So when I say revising, I had the story down, but I had to change the words because maybe the rhymes weren't perfect or the meter wasn't perfect. So I probably wrote about 37 drafts of this story. And this one actually was one of my fastest books to write. Sometimes a picture book takes a year or 2 years, but you're not working on it all the time. You might work on it and then work on a new idea and then come back to it. So it's hard to say. I would say that with a novel, like if you guys read a book, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what second graders read. Like, what's a series you guys read? Like, sorry? I love Judy B. Jones. That was one of my favorites. Judy B. Jones. I think my kids read Magic Treehouse. Also, do you read Magic Treehouse or A to Z Mysteries or some of those? So those probably take also maybe 6 months to write a book that length. All right. How about one more question? I'm just looking. I gotta.
One more question. Henry.
Hi, Miss Schwartz.
Yes.
Miss Henry, I got a question. Who helped you to make the pictures?
Sorry. Who? Could you just repeat it?
Hi, Miss Schwartz. My name is Henry. Who helped you do the pictures?
Okay, who helped? Okay, so when I sold the manuscript to the publishing house, they picked Dan Santat to do the art. And since I have a series, Dan also did the art for this, and he also did the art for this. But when I wrote Goldilocks, that's not part of the Ninja series, they picked a different illustrator. They picked Nate Ragg, and he used to do films. He worked on the movie Ratatouille and Toy Story 3. Isn't that cool? And when I just wrote another book called What About Moose, they picked an illustrator named Keika Yamaguchi. And it was actually very interesting because they asked 2 illustrators for sketches. And then they showed us the sketches and they said, which illustrator do you think is better for your characters? Who do you like? And we all agreed that Keika was the best one for this book. But they don't always ask. Usually they pick it and then they tell you after they decided. So it's kind of a big surprise. Okay. So guys, I'm a little bit low on time, but I'm going to really quickly do this brainstorming because I want to just explain that when you are brainstorming, there's no such thing as a bad idea. Every idea is something that you should write down because it might turn into a story you want to write. So sometimes my son has to write, I don't know what to write about. And I say, why don't you write about our trip to Mexico? And he says, no, that's a bad idea. And I say, why don't you write about Halloween and trick-or-treating? And he says, no, that's a bad idea. There are no bad ideas. Every idea could become a really good story. It just depends how you write it. So I wanted to write a Goldilocks story. I wrote down every idea, but then I had to pick the one that I was most excited about. So I want you to give me a thumbs up if this is some book title that you would want to read. Thumbs down if you wouldn't want to read it and you're not sure if you could do this. Okay, so the first one is Goldie Fox and the 3 Hares. Like it, don't like it. It's okay. My feelings won't be hurt because I didn't write it, so don't worry. Goldilocks and the 3 Pirate Bears. Pirates, some of you like pirates, okay. Goldilocks and the 3 Polar Bears. I picture them living in an igloo, and I love igloos for some reason. I kind of like polar bears. Okay. Goldilocks and the 3.5 Bears. I don't really know how you could have 3.5 bears, but I had the idea, so I wrote it down. Brownie Locks, Goldie's twin sister.
Oh, Brownie.
Okay, and then I already told you I had the idea Ninja Locks, but I had that idea a little too late. One thing I want to tell you is I didn't use any of these ideas, but it was not a waste of time to think of them because guess what? I said to myself, I like the idea of a twin, and I think I want to write a story with a twin, so I didn't write this one, but I wrote Twinderella, where Cinderella has a twin sister, and that book will be out when you guys are in 4th grade. Now, maybe when you're in 3rd grade. Soon. It's coming out in like a year or 2. So when I have that book, maybe I can see you guys again and read you that one. But so that's why it's always good. Write them down because it might lead to another idea. And also, it's great to brainstorm with a friend. So next time you have to do a writing activity, maybe you guys will work with partners. And if you guys write stories and you want to call me back and read me your stories, I would love to hear your stories. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, my dog is here. You guys want to say a quick hi to her?
Yeah.
She's so cute. Here, Rosie, come here, sweetie. Come here. Come say hi. Can you guys see her? Whoa, she's Rosie, stand up. Wait.
You can see her.
Oh! She's here. She's the cutest girl. This is Rosie. It's just the camera doesn't really reach her. She's way down. Oh, there. She's down on the. Oh. Isn't she cute? All right. All right. She wants me to take her out. All right. It was great talking to you guys, and I hope I'll see you again sometime, okay?
Say thank you, Miss
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. We love you.